I've been having a look at terrain and scenery and custom scenery recently, and I've had a little crack at something I've not used before, which is the Plastcraft scenery. So the Plastcraft sort of scenery range covers Infinity and Malifaux and Dead Zone, and there's stuff that's suitable for franchises like Fallout. They're pretty varied and they're pretty interesting actually because they're very lightweight, and I, before I'd used them, thought they were kind of like a flimsy cardboard type construction. They're not. They're like a PVC plastic, a highly detailed PVC printed plastic. Now, when you get one of these sets, they range from about sort of £10 to quite upwards of like sort of £40, £45, quite large set pieces like the Hangar Bay, which is suitable for franchises like Infinity. When you get one of these, they're all flat pack, they come in very small boxes, and they have PDF instructions online which show you how to build them, which show you the pieces in the box and how they go together. They can be a little bit daunting to begin with if you're a bit of a novice to scenery building, to tabletop, to miniatures. I mean, the Graveyard set, this Crypt on its own, took me about 20 minutes to put together, which, you know, by all means is not actually a very long time when you consider you could fill a tabletop in probably about an hour and a half and it's all already printed, coloured for you. That was what drew me to looking at this type of scenery. All you need is your craft knife just to shave off some of the edges, maybe some of the connecting parts where the sort of sprues, if you will, of the plastic kind of leave little connectors. And ideally some super glue to hold them together, because these will stay together if just pushed together, which allows you to sort of take them apart, but it's worth super gluing them because they will stay together and you'll be able to be that bit more rough with them. Now, I'm actually really happy with this. For a £12 set, you get a Crypt and you get a selection of graves to go around. So this is obviously aimed at Malifaux. And yeah, it's a really nice piece of scenery. If you want to see how they look when you get them out of the box, and if you want to see me struggle to put this together, because like I said, I've never built a Plastcraft piece of scenery before, and it takes a little bit to get to grips with how the visual instructions are, kind of like IKEA style, then continue watching the video. Have a look and see what you think. But we're going to be putting a whole table together for for Dead Zone, and having a play with that. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. When you open that box, this is what you're going to see. Several pieces of highly detailed, printed, relatively thick plastic, all of which have easy to pop out pieces. Plastcraft Games. Plastcraftgames.com. So let's go there. Plastcraft Games instructions, assembly instructions, and you'll get basically an A to Z list of all the sets. So designed for Infinity, designed for Malifaux. This is Malifaux, it's the Graveyard set. And then it's a Dropbox PDF, right? Okay. So red arrows indicate which pieces have to be glued, blue arrows indicate which pieces have to be inserted. So I am looking to get the doorway piece here. This has to be taken out, and then the larger triangle piece from here removed. There we go. Just check the piece 9 is this piece, yep. So piece 9, so this piece gets glued here. Like so. So I'd just like to point out at this point, I'm actually really happy with how easily this slotted together. I'm pretty happy now that this side will also be relatively easy to put together, because I just need to get the correct sides to pop in. So I'll just sort of super glue very sparingly on the one part and slot in. This part didn't seem like it was staying where it was supposed to be. It looked a little uneven, it looked a little jaggy, but it worked. I'll pop that there, and I'll do the same on this side. No, it's got to be that way because that points outwards. And that was kind of clever. I didn't quite expect that either. I had a little bit of a happy moment then just building this, because I realised that the bit I popped this out of is the bit that makes the rest of the wall, which actually made me quite happy. So I'm just going to give that a moment just to set a little bit better. And now that should have been relatively glued. So that's one side. It's still relatively stable considering, just dropped it everywhere. Then, so I had a bit of a moment with the instructions then, where it was just like, yep, now just put it together. I was like, what? Put the walls on, then put it together. Okay, that doesn't sound okay. I'm still not quite sure what fills the hole at this gap at the back, but we'll see. I may have made a mistake. I don't know. So those are going to clip in together like that. That's not too bad. So let's give this a little bit of structure. I will permit some glue to be used. Just like that. And I'll slide this in nicely into place. It's all relatively well fitted at the moment. I'm not being too forceful, but I've no fear of this breaking. I've got no fear of snapping this at all. So it's proving a little fiddly so far, but it's all piecing together nicely. The use of the glue is definitely recommended in keeping this together. So we're getting there. We're absolutely getting there. So now we're just going to check the instructions again. So the next piece to go on is going to be this piece onto the front. But we also need to put the roof on, which is going to be these pieces. It's going to sit nicely on top. And these two pieces, which are going to be the roofs for the side of it. And there we have it. That is the Crypt built, completely using the Plastcraft sort of card set. It's taken less than half an hour for me. The first time I've ever built one of these. And it looks pretty good. It's pretty sturdy actually. I've had to glue it together, but that's cool.